FCA 454, week 4, skirt demo. So when you've got your drawing open, you can file place, throw in your croquis like we always do. You can click and drag to size it up, same as always. And then you're going to want to head over to your layers, add a new layer, and lock layer 1. So you don't end up grabbing and moving around the croquis because you want that to stay there whenever you're working on a draft. Okay, so I'm going to grab my pen tools, get them handy, use that little bar on the right-hand side to get them handy. And then I'm going to grab my reflect tool, which is hidden under rotate. I'm going to grab that little bar there, set them up in my drawing so that they're handy at all times. Then I'm going to grab my pen tool, and this is all review for the moment. I'm going to start center front, head out to the hip line. This time I'm actually going to click and drag to get that little bit of a curve for my skirt. Then I'm going to head down to where the waist, or sorry, the hemline is going to be. And then I get that little pink line telling me I'm right below. Then I'm going to hit escape and disengage the pen. So what I've got is something that looks like that. I'm going to double click it with my reflect, copy. So I got 2, drag it into place, white arrow marquee down to get those 2 points, Control J or right click J, and then marquee up to get the bottom ones, right click, join, or Control Command J. Okay, so that is super straightforward. Now with skirts, you have something called darts, and what they are it's shaping that controls how the skirt fits on the body. So I'm actually going to turn off my fill for a second, and I'm going to draw a dart on the skirt. And you can actually see that the dart lines are mapped out on the croquis body. That is where the darts would go. On the front, they're a little longer than they are on the back. And then I'm going to disengage. So what that is just literally a black line to show that that is where those 2 sections of that skirt have been sewn together to give it a little better fit. Okay, now you can either copy and paste that one and move it over, or if it's something really straightforward like this, you can just go and draw one on the other side. That's really up to you. And Illustrator's telling me that they're at the same length. You could also escape to disengage my pen. You could also Control or Command R to get your ruler guides, pull down a ruler guide to make sure that those are beautifully the exact same length. Okay, so that is part 1 of our skirt. Now we're going to make a waistband, right? So this, I'm going to head back to filling my skirt. So now I've got a solid fill, 2 darts. Okay, then I'm going to use something we've used recently. We talked about it in week 1, I believe, was the shape tool. So rectangles, which gives us squares, the ellipse tool, which gives us circles. We're actually going to use the rectangle tool today. And we are going to do a click and drag to just create a waistband that's literally just a rectangle. It's that simple, right? That is the front of our skirt. Then I'm going to group it so it now acts like one thing, so I don't accidentally leave parts of my drawing here and there. Then I'm going to Control C, Control V to get the back, because we want to do a front and a back on this one. Back's going to be slightly different on my skirt. And so what I'm going to do is, first of all, back darts on a skirt are a little shallower and a little more steep in terms of their angle. So I'm going to throw in a ruler guide to show where I want to bring those up to. Then I'm just going to maybe a little bit lower than that. There, that's looking pretty good. Then I'm going to white arrow, take that up. And I'm just using the white arrow to select that one single point. And I'm going to take that up there as well. And I can see that I need to balance them out. And they are looking pretty good. They're not looking the same length though. Huh. All right, let's fix that. We want everything to be beautiful and perfect with our skirts. That's looking much better. All right. Now, are my guides locked? Yes, they are. So I'm not going to accidentally touch that. Okay, so the last thing I want to do here is I want to put a back seam line on my skirt. So I'm actually going to grab my pen tool. I'm going to start center back, not on the waistband, because the waistband would probably be one solid piece. I'm actually going to start here and head down like that. And that again is just a line. And that's going to indicate that whereas the front was one piece with two darts, the back is two pieces and each side has a dart. Final thing I'm going to do is, in order to be able to walk in a skirt, you need a kick pleat of some kind. So I'm going to click on a little line here, and rather than leave it solid like that, because solid indicates that it is fabric sewn to fabric, right? So my back center back line, it's two pieces sewn together. My darts are sewn together. That is not sewn. That is actually a top stitch that's holding what's underneath together. So what I'm going to do is head over to my stroke. And if your stroke is really tiny, you can make it bigger by clicking on the little double arrow beside it. Boom, boom. I'm going to throw in a dash line of 1.1 point, and that's going to give me my kick pleat at the back of my skirt. And then once that's done, I'm going to marquee, right click, group, which is going to give me the back. Finally, I want to have the two skirts together, and I want to have the front in front of the back. So I'm going to do a right click, arrange, bring to front. And if you're not using a mouse, for me, I'm actually just doing a click and hold on the touchpad of my Mac to get those. Two finger touch gives me the pull down menu of things like arrange and group and some other cool stuff. Okay. So once I like what I've got, I'm going to head back to my layers. I'm actually going to delete layer 1 completely because I don't need the croquis anymore. Goodbye, croquis. I'm going to marquee those two, hold shift, fit them nicely on the page. Then I will grab my crosshairs and my title from the one that I just did, and I will name it Skirt 2026. Probably we should be working a year ahead. So we'll say that it's for fall 2026. And that is our skirt for our technical drawing this week. And I'm going to yeah, I would like put the titling in and it is all ready to go. So skirt front and back is what you are working on in today's class.